So we just got in this bed by George bed and currently working with putting it together, so it has a lot of different pieces. Fortunately, it does have the instructions with it, so I will share and record some of the building process and how this bed ends up looking for those of you who are wondering what a bed by George may look like. So, a lot of times the medical supply companies do put these together for you when you get them through your insurance. However, with mine, I chose to not have them put it together due to some rearranging that we were doing. But with these, you will need an Allen key, or no there, a 4mm, and then you will need a Phillips head screwdriver. That should be the only thing that you need to put this together. I will say something my helper and I have found out while doing this is you do need a bigger Phillips head screwdriver to fit these and these rods on together because the rods go on there. You do need a bigger Phillips head, not the typical size that needs to be just a little bit bigger. Later, I'm going to do another video also to let you guys know how you can get one of these through your insurance company. I really had to find my insurance company on it. I had to do appeals, and then I had to actually go through a whole court process to finally get approved. I had to speak to a judge about this. Later, I'm going to do a video on that, telling you how that process went exactly with getting one of these beds by George. Now, I wouldn't say the cubby bed originally was what I was going to go for, but the cubby bed just is not really approved in a lot of places. The bed by George, they say, is easier to get. We do have a torque wrench here also to use, but that's feet. I think the torque screw is just going to be way too much power, and it could possibly strip out some of the screw and stuff also with this. Wrong. Okay, so here are all 4 bottom corner posts. As you can see, okay, so here's the progress so far. There. Okay, so as you can see, it's sort of framed out. So this is the general setup on it. You do the outer edge first, of course, and then all your padding and all of that will come last. Alright, so it is coming along. It is coming along. Again, this is the George bed. It is a special needs toddler bed. This is for one of my autistic children. So again, later I will post more on how I fought the insurance company and won on appeal when I went in front of the judge and appealed on this bed. But anyway, here's how it's come along so far. It's been about an hour to put this together so far. Okay, so far, here is how it is coming along. Have a few more pieces for the bottom to go. So this is the netting that's going to wrap around it. Okay, so far, here's what we have so far, but still working on this bed a couple of hours later. It is a timely process, guys. Okay, so you can see how it's coming together. We are now putting the wood corner pieces on, and then there'll be wood to go across the top as well. Okay, so here is the base of the bed. Now, you can screw these down if you want into the wood, but you don't have to. With my other son, he also has a Courtney bed that we paid for out of pocket. His, we screwed down because he just, flails around more and stuff. So this one we chose not to screw down just because it's harder to take apart. But anyway, here's the base of the bed. So we're almost done, guys. So this is the mattress that came with it. So almost done building this, and totally just now seen this. That actually had tools included. It does have a piece of wood, so you can match up the piece for decor, whatever, if you want to paint it, maybe, not sure. But here's the information on it. It also came with wheels as well. We chose not to put these on. So I know this has turned into a super long video, but I want to give my final thoughts on the bed. So I'm going to say my other son also has a Courtney bed. It is around 4 years old. I bought it used, and the lady said she had got it through insurance for her daughter. So with my other son, the mesh is thicker and farther apart, which you would think wouldn't be as good, but actually it is, because it's more sturdy than this mesh. It's kind of weird on this bed because there's a huge gap in between here. However, as your child grows, you can contact them and they can trust in you like a bigger bed. This one is the smallest of this particular model of bed because I have a baby bed and then it goes up to this model. So I think that might be why it's not made as good as my other son's bed. Is pretty padded right here on the post. However, there's a metal pole right here. And if your child thrashes around a lot, I don't totally trust that they wouldn't hit this pole, but this padding definitely would protect them a little bit. I would say all in all, I mean, if I was to... Also, I wanted to show you guys this too on the roof. This is for those children who are climbers, who are autistic. I would have to say though, out of 10 stars, I would probably rate this particular bed about a 7. My other son's Courtney bed, I would probably give it about a 9 or a 10. Another thing I feel I don't particularly like on this is where the zipper's at. There's only one zip. On my other son there's 2, which I like. However, there is this. So what happens when you zip it all the way around? Say you zip it all the way around, you come up here, the zipper would end up here. They can't really unzip, and it's for their protection, of course. So I do like that. With my son, however, we have no intentions on zipping this with him because he's not in a loafer. So we're just going to keep this open and flipped up. But anyway, that is my review and put together of the Courtney bed, the bed by George. If you guys have any questions, just PM or comment. Thanks, guys.